Okay, so everybody has one of these things, right? Some type of a handheld device. Okay, imagine how incredible this device is, because we could do just about anything we want from this device right now. Take pictures, call someone, text somebody, and what else can we do? We can buy something from it. We can book a vacation. You could talk to your therapist, your psychiatrist. You could talk to your family member in a different part of the world. I always think that's so fascinating how, because, you know, and I've been down here in Miami now for 20 something years, and Miami's so diverse, how nowadays, and I remember the days of having to go to a bodega to get a phone card so that you can call, an international phone card, so you can call, you know, your home country or something like that. And nowadays you just hop in on WhatsApp or on FaceTime, and now you're calling into another country. And I used to travel quite a bit. I covered 22 countries way back when, and the phones weren't really readily available back then, but I couldn't speak to my kids because of that. I couldn't see their faces, and now it's so easy. You could be anywhere in the world, and because of your device, you can see everything and everybody, right? So that device is pretty amazing. And one thing that happens is we look at that device to help us run our lives, but also buy things, okay? So let's talk about this process. So how does the process start? If you're looking to market something, okay, what is your goal? If you're a marketer, if you have a product or a service, and I'm going to interchange those two words, product and service. We're going to talk about marketing in general. You could fill in the blanks on either or. What's the first thing you need to know if you're marketing a product or service? What do you need to have?
A solution for competence.
I like that. A solution. Confidence?
Competence.
Competence is good, yeah. But a solution to what?
To a problem.
To a problem, right. So, and that's where something starts, right? Marketing is sort of finding a solution to a problem or filling a need, right? We heard of that? How do we fill a need? Because I need something and you fill it. So that's where marketing comes in. You have to have a problem and you solve it. That's the idea. So what happens then? So here we are. I'm gonna draw over here if that's okay. Here we are, we're the marketer, right? And we have an answer to a problem, or we're solving a need. So what does that mean? Well, that means the consumer is over here looking for something, right? They have a problem or they have a need. So they're out there looking for something. Now, what connects these two? How do they look? When you have a problem, when you have a need, what do? What's the first thing you do?
You go to internet.
You go online, right? You go to your phone, wherever it is, and now you start searching for it, right? Okay. So hopefully, as a marketer, you have the answer to that problem or need. What does that mean? What is between us and the consumer? When you search for something, what do you see? What comes up?
Different solutions.
Different solutions? Define that. What are you seeing? Like,
Ads.
you're seeing ads. What else?
Videos.
Videos. What else? Blogs, right? Pictures of products. You're seeing reviews. You're seeing influences. Okay. We call all of that, I'm going to make a triangle here. We call all of that content. Okay? That's all content. So content comes in a lot of ways, a lot of shapes. You can have content in videos, audio, ads, reviews, blogs, images. That's all content. So I like to think that there is what we call a content pyramid. A pyramid meaning there's three really important parts to that content. The first one I'm going to put up here, it's videos. How many people have a TikTok channel? Are we on TikTok yet? Everybody should be on TikTok, right? Okay. So how many hours a day do you spend looking at TikTok videos? You're smiling, so it's over an hour. I know that, right? So the average is between an hour and 45 minutes on TikTok. Now I'm guilty. I probably spend at least 30 minutes TikTok. What about YouTube? How many watch YouTube? Right? Okay, how many hours do you spend on YouTube a day? None? A lot? I end my night watching at least 30 to 45 minutes of YouTube. And it's all kinds of different things. I go down that YouTube rabbit hole, so it's all kinds of different things, right? And YouTube has these algorithms that will take you down that rabbit hole. So we are watching these videos. That video content is driving that engagement. That's what's really driving that engagement. So that has to be on top of that pyramid. The other piece of that is, this is not really happening yet, but it will be happening soon. Audio. Why? Who's using Siri to find things on their phone right now? Anybody? You are? Anybody using Alexa or Google Home to find things? Okay. Right now we're typing things in. We're searching for things by typing. In the not too distant future, in fact, I would probably say in less than, this is 24, I would say by the time we get to 2030, we're probably not going to be typing any searching in at all. All we're going to be doing is find me Professor Ken's digital marketing class, and here it comes. That's all. We're going to be speaking what we want. How many people talk to their cars to find them places, find them a restaurant, to find them directions, right? That's happening right now. We're just beginning that whole process. We're just beginning the whole process. So audio is going to be a big part of what we do in the not too distant future. So the next part of that is what we know traditionally, right? Let's call that images. Let's call that what we call here in marketing called copy. That's the words that we put on paper. Now, the words that we put on paper is important. I'm going to put words here, but when it comes to the internet, there's something more than words. It's called a keyword. What's a keyword? What do you think a keyword is?
Like important words that will guide
Searchable.
Will guide like the search engine.
Okay, words that will guide a search engine, that's all good.
But it could be a phrase, right?
It could be a phrase, it could be a phrase. Keywords, yeah, you can use keyword phrase or keyword. It's searchable, but more importantly, what is it saying?
They found you.
They're finding you. How do they find you? Because you're putting words in there that Google says, oh, you want a digital marketing class? Well, Professor Ken has a digital marketing class. My content has the word digital marketing in it, and I'll show you this when we look at things in that content, my images, my videos. So when you punch in, I like to take a digital marketing class, the odds of me coming up are stronger because of the fact that I have that keyword in there, that digital marketing class is in there, right? That's how it works. So there are algorithms to Google. It could be very complicated, but basically at the simple level, Google is only going to serve up what someone is looking for. They're looking for intent. Why does somebody want the digital marketing class? Because when you look for something, you're not looking for a digital marketing class. Maybe you're looking for a digital marketing class to help you with business, right? So maybe it's Professor Ken's digital marketing class that will help you for business. And Google will help serve that content up to you. We'll look at that online here in just a few. Okay, so keywords, that's what that copy comes in. So every word that you write, everything that you put on a post, on a blog, on a web page, has to be tied to keywords so Google can help locate you. The more you put out there, the more Google will see and recognize you and say, hey, this must be important because Professor Ken's talking about it, so he's a recognized expert in the area, so that comes up. That's how Google is really working the algorithms. Okay, so now, I have a problem, I have a need as a consumer. What do? I go online and I start searching for whatever my is. Let's say I need a pair of red sneakers because I am running in a red sneaker marathon. Who owns red sneakers here, right? Anybody? All right, I don't own red sneakers. So I need a pair because I want to participate in this marathon. So I say I need a pair of red sneakers. Professor Ken sells red sneakers on his sneaker shop. So if I'm smart here, I have content that focuses on red sneakers. So when you search for it, that content comes up. And now I find it. Now I find that content, right? So now what happens when I'm searching for something? There's a process that we go through. So marketing is a combination of art and science. Marketing is a combination of art and science. Who here feels like they're more creative, more artistic? They like art more. Anybody like art more? No? Who likes science more? Are we more science? You gotta have one. Pick one, only pick one. Do you like science or do you like art? Which one is it? Art, everyone leans to art, okay. Well, so we need to balance that. We need to balance that. You don't have to be a scientist. You don't have to be a scientist. When I say science, we talk about analytics in marketing, behavior. Everything we do is behavior. I can predict, there are predictive analysis I can conduct that will predict your behavior as a consumer. And that's the data that we get. That's the analytics that we see, right? So you need that balance of art and science. That's what that's gonna help here. So now, what do? We go online and we look for something, right? And I'm looking for red sneakers for my red sneaker marathon. Okay, what do I see? I look up content. What do I see? I start looking at the content that comes up. Maybe I look at what? Reviews, right? I look at price, would you say? Do I look at shipping time to find out how quickly I can get them? Yeah? Do I look at the return policy? If I can return them if they don't fit? Do I look at that? Right? Do I look at the company's website to see if the company is legit or not? Right? If it's not like a name brand type of thing. What else do I look at? What other information am I looking for?
That the website has a secure in the URL.
An SSL, right? So when they're gonna take my money and run, that type of thing. Okay, good. So when I talk about science and behavior, the marketing behavior is this. There is a buying process that we all go through. And this is the same buying process for everything we do. You buy a car, you're gonna go through this process. You buy a house, you're gonna go through this process. If you go to the vending machine right here, you're gonna go through this process. So what's the process? The first part of the process is, you start off with saying, I have a problem. I recognize that I need something, right? That's where the process begins. Okay. The second part of the process is now you have to go out and you have to do your research. You have to figure out, how can I solve my problem? You do that normally online. So you go through that. The third part of that process is now you evaluate all those options that are being thrown in front of you. And you're looking at reviews, you're looking at price, you're looking at shipping, you're looking at all those options. And then what do? Then you make a decision. So you actually make a purchase. We call that conversion. And I'll explain a conversion chart to you here in a second. Conversion, so now you buy something. So now, who's bought something recently? Anybody bought something online recently?
Yep.
Right, you? What did you buy online? What was your name? I'm sorry.
Sarah.
Sarah, what did you buy online, Sarah?
Clothes.
Clothes, okay. So you went through more or less this process, right? You needed something, you found something, you were saying, no, a little different? What did you do?
I just went online to shop.
You went online to shop. So, but you needed something.
I didn't need anything.
You didn't need anything. Oh, wow. So you just bought for the sake of buying. You just buy for the sake of buying and then you returned it. Oh, but that was my next question. So, okay. So you bought it and then you got the product, right? Okay, then you opened it up. You didn't like it. Okay, great. So that's good. So now, what can happen? There are three things that can happen when you buy something. Three things, right? The first thing is neutral. I get the red sneakers. I put them on. They fit. Tie them. I go to the red sneaker marathon, run my marathon, come back, have a beer with my friends afterwards, blah, blah, blah. And I throw my red sneakers in the closet and I never see them again, ever again, right? Because I never use them again. I just bought them for that marathon. Unless I run again the year after and I use them again. So neutral, nothing happens. I got them. Now, Sarah brought up something. What else can happen? Well,
Return.
Right. It can have a negative experience. I can't believe I spent $50 on these red sneakers. I mean, they look like plastic. It looks like the glue is falling apart. They don't fit right. The laces are horrible. I can't even put them on my foot. I can't believe I wasted $50, and I would give them -1 star if I can give them -1 star, and I'm going to return the product, right? Now, the opposite of that could happen too. That positive experience. Oh my God, I can't believe I only paid $50 for these red sneakers. They're the best sneakers I had in my entire life. They feel like real leather. They're glued really good. The laces are perfectly fit. They fit me perfectly. I think I ran a lot faster because I had these red sneakers on, and everybody should buy them, and I can't wait to wear them again. In fact, I'm gonna wear them on Fridays, well, casual Fridays when I wear my jeans, because they're gonna look so good. 5 stars. So that's what can happen. Now, when we think about that, what do we want to happen if we're in e-commerce, if we're online? What do we want to happen? We want the positive, right? Because what is our goal? Our goal always is to convert. Our goal is always to convert, but not one time. We can high five each other if we get 1 sale. That's a good thing. But it's the 2nd sale, it's the 3rd sale, it's the 5th sale. That's when you start making a business. That's when you start building a brand, building a business. Is after that 3rd, 4th. We call that retention. We call that repeat business, okay? And there's a concept that you should learn. It's called CLV. Anybody hear of that yet? CLV? Okay, CLV is customer lifetime value. Customer lifetime value. So what does that mean? Well, let me ask you this question. Who has a favorite brand here? Anybody have favorite brands? What do you have, favorite brand?
Nike.
Nike? Okay, that's the sneaker preference, the shoe preference. Okay, how many pair do you own, plus or minus?
Like 20.
At least 20, okay, perfect. Would you buy any other sneaker outside of Nike?
I do, yeah.
Occasionally, okay, perfect. So how much do you spend a year on Nike? Let's say $200. Easy, right? Okay, perfect. Who has another favorite brand? What do you have?
Is a makeup brand.
Yeah? Which one?
Beauty.
Which one?
Rare Beauty.
Okay, and it's your favorite brand. You buy any other makeup?
I try not to.
You try not to spend what? $200 a year, let's say?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just leave it at $200 a year. Okay, perfect. How long have you been buying that makeup brand?
2 years.
2 years. How long do you think you will continue to buy it?
My whole life.
Your whole life. Do you expect to live another 30 years, 50 years, 70 years? Let's give you 50. Okay, we'll give it just a simple math. Okay, so you're spending $200 a year, right? And let's assume you buy it again for 50 years. Who has a calculator? What number is that? Is that 10 grand?
10 grand.
Okay, perfect. $10,000, right? That doesn't sound like a lot, only because you're buying it. But if they have 500,000 of that type of customer, that number starts to add up, right? They had 1 million of that customer, that starts to add up. Same thing with Nike. Of course, you know Nike has millions of people like you who buy it. That's why. Who's on Amazon right now? Anybody on Amazon? By Amazon Prime? Anybody do Amazon Prime? So Amazon Prime's been around, what, 15 years? And I think it's $15 a month now or something like that. And it comes with the free next day delivery and all that stuff. Okay. So does anybody, if you're on Amazon, can you think of a time when you won't be on Amazon? Not really, right? So you'll be on Amazon for as long as the possible future can hold, basically, as long as they're in business. So now they've got this customer lifetime value. So all these brands have customers for life. They need you to come back over and over and over again. And it all starts with this first problem, right? It all starts with that first problem, that first need. You got to keep people in there. You got to get retention. And there's something we call the marketing funnel, which I'll share with you here in a couple minutes. That's how we manage this whole process. Okay, so what happens here? So we wake up one morning, we have a problem, we have a need. We go onto our phone, we start searching for something, we look for content, the content comes up, and the marketer has marketing that's out there, and we see the content. So basically, we search reviews, we search pricing, we search shipping, all those things look good. We buy the product, either one of three things could happen. Normally, most of the time, neutral, nothing happens, but we want the positive case. And if the negative case comes up, then we get negative reviews, which is not good for growing our business. We need them to be positive so we can grow the business. That's going to be the key, because if we get more positives, then we turn into a customer for a longer period of time. That creates customer lifetime value. So every brand that's out there today, every big brand, every e-commerce company starts with their first sale somewhere. Starts with this whole process. And that's what everything is all about. It's this very simple process here of having a problem, finding a need, and filling it, okay?